What's up, guys? It's me, Tim, here with 8-Bit Chicken. And today I got something a little different. I was challenged by Homestead Tessie and Diversified Acres to do 30 random facts about me. So let's do it. I met my wife when I was 13, and I knew I was going to marry her then before we were even dating. And 3 years later, we started dating, and we've been married for 4 years, together for 12. We have 2 boys, Peter and Benjamin. Pete is just about a year and a half, and Ben is 4 months. My wife and I have never gotten into a serious argument. It's hard to believe, but it's just how it is. I wasn't into gardening until my 20s. So that's kind of when we started looking for houses. I'm 28 now. I'll be 29 in June. And that was a big thing with us. Another thing, I wanted chickens. That was a big thing. I had to be able to have chickens wherever we were buying a house. So it had to fit within the city ordinances. I got my paper down here. That's why I keep looking down. I got into homesteading because my wife, same with gardening. She's a huge gardening fan, grew up on a family farm. Her family farm was established in 1845, which is 44 years after Ohio became a state. Still has some of the original like timber frame beams that are like this big around. Huge. Oh, today's opening day. Go Tribe. My chicken passion comes from my grandfather, who raised chickens in a tiny, tiny backyard in Cleveland, Ohio. Not sure how he got away with it, but he did. I raised 5 Cornish hens 2 years ago, and I butchered them myself. First time butchering anything. The first 2 didn't go too hot, but after that, I got the hang of it, and it went smooth. I raised 2 landrace pigs this year on my wife's family's farm. We had 10 altogether. We lost 2 due to sickness, and then the other 8 survived, and I had 2 of them. And it was total, there were 380 pounds at hang weight. I once helped castrate a bull that was 6 months old, and it took 6 of us to hold him down on his back, and we had these giant plier things, and we had to snip each testicle side twice. So imagine this giant animal, you have to clip each side twice. So needless to say, it kicked. I didn't get hit, but it threw me, and I fell in cow shit. So there's that. I enjoy baling hay. I think it's a great workout and builds a lot of work ethic. You'll see probably 1 or 2 videos this summer. We usually bale 3 times a year, right around July. So I'll probably do some some stuff on that, because a lot of it I can't really hold a camera and shoot, so it'll be more from distance. I love everything about Ohio. People give Ohio a lot of flack, saying there's nothing good in Ohio. Ohio's weather's the craziest thing in the world, and it's unpredictable, and I love it. Even more I love about Ohio is their sports teams. Cleveland Indians, opening day, we're gonna do great this year. I'm saying 95 wins. That's my guess. The Cavs, which are, I've been a Cleveland fan for a long time, so I'm not bandwagon jumping or anything. So we got the Cavs and LeBron James, and most of all, I love the Cleveland Browns. I'm not sure what it is about that pitiful, pitiful team, but I love the Browns. On a Sunday, you can catch me drunk as a skunk watching every Browns game, usually. I love mowing grass and cutting grass. There's nothing better than maybe drinking a beer on a riding lawnmower, or smoking a cigar on a riding lawnmower. I think it's relaxing, and it's a good way to just get away for a little bit. First plant I ever planted was Cascade hops, and you actually saw the rhizome in the video I posted earlier today. Boom! So that giant rhizome, there was 2 of them, and there was 3 of them I placed in. The 2 big ones were from the first plant I ever planted, and that was probably 6 years ago. So they never had proper soil or anything like that. But now I think I have it set up where I think it will succeed. So that was the first plant I ever planted. I had no interest in drinking alcohol until I was 20. So all my friends, not all of them, a good portion of them, like, you know, underage drinking, stuff like that. I never had any interest in drinking or smoking or anything like that until 20 years old is when I went to drink. I had a friend go to Ohio University, another friend was a Cincinnati Bearcat, and I went down and hung out with them while they were in college, and one thing led to another, and I drank some booze. And then I fell in love because it's, you know, good in small amounts. I started brewing. The only reason I started brewing beer was because I wanted mass quantities of beer for cheap. Because at the time you could spend 35 bucks, get an extract kit, and get 5 gallons of beer. So all those of you who are thinking about brewing beer, there is your reason why to do it. It's about $200 to get started, maybe $150. But after that, it's $30 for 5 gallons of beer. Think about that. That's about, I would say it's like 42 to 38 beers for 35 bucks. Killer deal. I've only had 3 batches go bad. I was just talking to friends about this. One of them, we brewed in a garage with the door shut, and it was a steamy mess. And the other was a Hefeweizen we did, and I think we over-zested it, but there also could have been some sort of poor sanitation going on there. I still sometimes brew extract, for the reason being I like to go back to old recipes and try and recreate that. So I want to familiarize myself with that recipe before I bring it back to an all grain, before I bring it over to all grain. So sometimes I still brew extract. I have a passion for music in all genres, from Hank Williams Sr. to Tupac Shakur. So take that. I've been playing guitar for 15 years. I started, my parents bought me a little acoustic, and then I didn't really touch it until I was 13, and then I started playing bass and let on. I play mandolin, bass, banjo, a little bit of everything. I was in a punk rock band that was almost signed to a small record label. That's kind of nonsense, but there's that. I was once sponsored by a guitar company called Indie Guitars. And then the band broke up, so there was no reason for them to sponsor me anymore. In high school, I took 3rd place at the Scholastic National Art Show for an ink wash drawing. Most of you see my thumbnails and some of my other art stuff. Huge in art. I went to college for graphic design. I think some of you guys kind of know that. I've done design work for NHL, NBA, Miller Coors, Anheuser-Busch, Guinness, Budweiser, Ford, Coca-Cola, and Chevy. I do licensing design, and we work a lot with them personally. And it is true, if you go to Budweiser, they have Dalmatians running around, and they do have fountains, water fountains full of beer. Oh, and they also walk around and hand people beer while they work. That's a job. And for the last one, and the biggest one, I can't grow facial hair. This is like 2 weeks. As you see, yeah, I shaved this, but this in here, that's like 2 weeks. I can't really grow anything. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do my call outs to see who watches. Some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. I'm gonna call out the Drunkinone. Make sure you check out his channel. He does gardening and brewing stuff. I'm gonna call out Ryan from Beer by the Numbers. He does a lot of beer history and explains a lot of things like your IBUs and your water chemistry and stuff like that for beer. I'm going to do Casey and Lara from the Defend the Table. They do tabletop gaming and other gaming type things. And I'm going to do Steve Moulson. He does some gardening and some brewing. And I'll put all these in the description below. And I'll do the Canadian Sasquatch, which I just got into him recently. He has a great series on mead videos. It's a little lengthy, but the information is there and it's well worth watching. And I think he just posted up a new brewing video. So go check that out. Once again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to check out those other guys' channels. I'll put in Homestead Tessie and also Diversified Acres in the comments below. Thanks. Cheers.